You're a good man, Woody. I know what you're doing, throwing the little Beach Boys out for Bo and I, and that's fine.
That is.
Couple California guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, Bo. I just want to make sure you're all right with the beat. Right. I don't know how many are still around. We might have lost most of them.
No, I think. Well, I
think the Bee Gees are down to one now. One of the Bee Gees still.
But we're in that era where all the people they've got, like, there's one guy left in that band, and he's got another band, but they're still touring.
Oh yeah,
as the same guys, but there's only one guy. I remember going to the Parker Playhouse, which I guess they call it Parker, just a Parker now. And I tell you, so I forget who I went with. We saw remember Pure Prairie League?
Yeah.
So Pure Prairie League, their song was Amy, right? They played it 3 times. They started with it, they played it in the middle, and then they kept going, play it again. And then and one of the guys, one of the guitar players was standing there, and he was on he had an oxygen tank.
Come on. Needed the money. Said, I'm not quitting.
Oh, and you look around, there's all these gray hairs out there like me, and I got no hair, but all these gray hairs, and usually they're just bebopping. And
hey, Bo, you know what's amazing too? Some of these bands, like the Rolling Stones.
Oh yeah.
They did everything, man. They're documented. They did every kind of drug possible. They had to have the greatest gene pool of all time.
But you look,
those guys still around,
but they're still going. I mean, they're going strong. I think they've only. I don't think they lost. Maybe they lose the drummer or something.
They've had that,
but everybody else, the
tour,
guitar.
they said this is the last time we're touring together, and then they do it the next year and the next.
So
year.
I think they're coming on tour again. But so they got that. What's the guitar player that's smoked like a chimney for his whole life? And I think they took all his blood out and put new blood in. Guy's still going strong, man. Guys are incredible. Hey, Bo,
we're hoping it doesn't come back to haunt us, but I can't speak for you. That's not. But for myself, of what I did in the 80s, I was at some time.
You think you were the Lone Ranger?
No, I wasn't. No. But some of my buddies have asked me to leave them out of their stories. And I just, hey, listen, I love listening to your stories, but please, whatever night that was, Jimmy's the one. Can you leave me out of that story, please?
Jimmy's a little bit.
Jimmy doesn't like his. He wants to keep his stuff private.
Jimmy was.
He likes talking about somehow he can flip things that have happened to him.
Yeah.
And it was like me. Yeah. So, hey, so anyway, we got to get into this, Bo. I started the show. I'm over it. Today,
no, you're not.
No. Today's the last day. I did it for the last
day. Okay.
Today's the last. And I said, or what hour was that, Woody? Was that 6 o'clock hour this morning? I said it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, until it happens tomorrow.
We apparently, somebody wrote Business Journal that we're a dead money record.
Yeah.
New single player. This NFL. It's a new single player. It's the most.
Well, Denver was the team last year that was the word.
Well, so Russell Wilson.
So we've taken over for the Russell Wilson numbers.
This dead money with Tua is some 99 million is going to be a new record, and then it went on to say the Fins team will be eating about 200 million to dismantle its roster to clean things up. That's where we are, and I understand, and we can no longer manipulate and extend everybody who looks like they're not happy. We just can't do it. But I still, is this just all? I just need answers, man. I just tell me, and let me finish, Woody, before you attack me. Was it just all Chris Greer, or was there somebody else that could have stepped in and said?
Let me. So I'm
not trying to stir up.
No. Here, you know what? You're taking me. I'm gonna take you back to the Vietnam War, and I'm gonna give you a little what
you're going way
what's
back.
going on. So
like
no. In the Vietnam War, the Vietnamese, and I'm not everyone. So they would put booby traps in the ground, and so these guys would be great, traipsing through the jungles, and all of a sudden they step in something, and there's these things that prongs that go in their legs and everything. He's trying to step, Woody. He's got one of those traps for me. He wants me to step into, and because every time I leave here, the next day in the newspaper, something's out there, and everyone's going, "Hey, geez, I can't believe you said that."
Mostly on social media. That's what you get for having that Pro Bowl year. I'm just telling you, because they like to put that in there, give it a little more credibility coming from a guy that cares about the team.
But yeah,
probably didn't help that you teed off on all the writers last week too. I mean, you ripped into them pretty good.
Nobody was safe.
Probably didn't help.
But look, we're in a financial quagmire.
We got to clean it up, though.
And look, I think Chris Greer's part of it. I think Mike McDaniel's part of it. And what do you think about what Jeff Darlington said?
What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said? What do you think about what Jeff Darlington said So Jeff Darlington said this is not on Mike. It's his job to be a cheerleader for his guys and tell them, hey, I get that guy a contract.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I mean, I think to me, if he was more of a little more of a seasoned coach, I think that Mike is much to blame for touting Tua. And Joe, we remember this. I remember the scenario completely at that time. Tua comes out first day of training camp, throwing the football, and then after practice, I'm not going to throw anymore until we get this.
I think
contract.
That's when he came out. The price of a franchise quarterback. It is what it is.
But then the next day, it's Skylar Thompson and Mike White, right? And Mike's watching this practice, and
he had nothing.
And he goes up to the top floor and says, "Hey, we need to get this thing done."
Yeah.
The next day, the guy walks out and shows me the money. And he's got a $250 million or whatever that number is contract in his pocket.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of people involved in that. And it's put us where we are right now. Well, and no one's going to raise their hand and say,
no. But obviously the other part of this is people are going to say, well, we thought he had our guy. We didn't realize it. He was going to head south on his playing career here, and he has. But anyway,
there were benchmarks along the way, injuries, this and that. I mean, there were, and I think, to me at the time, and I think I said it at the time, if it was me, because, at that time they go, well, if you're the general manager, what would you do? Right? If you were the cap guy, what would you do? What would you do? Oh. And my answer was always, I would let him play 8 games. And then and then in 8 games, we'll evaluate you. And if you're playing to the level, we'll give you the contract. If you're not, we'll let you go and we'll find somebody else.
Got to have a happy quarterback, though.
Yeah, I get it.
And he's going, look at the numbers I put up.
But you know,
healthy.
You put that, it's like a donkey and a carrot. You put that carrot in front of him, that donkey's going to go after that carrot. And you would think if a quarterback, they're got a contract hanging and you got to wait 8 weeks to get it, you're going to play your best football.
I'll tell you one thing. After he got his money, he has not been the same dude. I can tell you that. I think we all agree on that.
Now the problem is look, everybody reads all the same things. You're either gonna it's either the June 1st release, pre-June, after June, whatever the numbers are, and it's you're all in a quack. But there's there's nobody out there. I don't think that you can trade this guy to.
I don't think
they can take on that contract.
No, nobody's taking the money. By the way, that's a
given. We'll cut off a couple $1 million, $5 million, but that's it. I just don't see.
I don't think anybody's going to trade.
Unless
you throw in a high draft pick, and you're still going to pay most of that money.
I don't think so. Yeah.
And they can't give up. They've made it clear they're going to build. The first thing they said, John Eric Sullivan said, is this draft is really important.
Yeah.
We got to get back to big draft classes, and we got to hit on guys.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to fundamentally. That's how we're going to start it. And he's right. He's 100% right. We can't go out and trade for this guy and trade for that guy and then come in and go, look at that. Boy, everybody tells me I'm popular now. They love this deal.
But what you said earlier was kind of disturbing about how you didn't want to pay Malik Willis.
We're getting to that.
Price
no.
We're going to get
that.
That really bothered me because you can sit here and rail on Tua all morning, and it's like it is what it is.
But part of the reason we can't go out and pay $30 million for a quarterback.
You can.
What do you mean we can? You keep saying that.
They'll figure it out, man. If
he's the guy, figure it out.
If he's the guy, they'll figure it out.
So you're saying if the price tag for Malik Willis is $30 million a year, you take it?
I am saying that if those two guys spent the last couple of years with him, think that he's a franchise quarterback, and think that he's the guy, and they're willing to put their jobs on the line for him.
The answer, the big key word is think.
Well, those are the guys that are making the decisions.
Yeah, but
they're working off a teaspoon.
This regime that's come in, these two guys that have come in, have stated they're not. I don't think they're going to sell the house. I don't think if Malik Willis wants to come in and wants $30 million, I think these guys will go El Paso. El Paso. We'll build our team through the draft because look, if he comes in and you pay him $30, you're not going to win a Super Bowl next year. You know, and you got look.
What if he goes somewhere else and he ends up being a starter for the next 10 years? The guy plays at a high level.
Who cares?
Then you're going to say, "Oh, well, we could have had him.
No, we'll take heat for that. No, they're going. How do the Green Bay
guys
pay
for it?
How do the Green Bay guys?
I don't think they're going to build it that way.
I don't either.
I think that there's a lot more quarterbacks coming that are better. A lot more quarterbacks next year in the draft that are better than the draft class this year, and probably better.
You can't do that, though.
Why? They can't win it all this year.
You have no idea where you're going to end up picking. You have no idea who's going to be good.
Woody, watch him do it.
But if they like this guy, my point is, like, if they really like this guy and they're sold on him, they may be behind the scenes right now saying he stinks.
But you can like him at $20 million, but you may not like him at $30 million.
No, you either like him or you
don't.
No. Money's not an issue.
No.
What do you mean it's not an issue? We're in debt. We're in dead money hell right now. What don't you understand?
Because if he's the guy, then he's the guy. If that's who they want, those are the guys making the decisions.
I don't agree with that.
Me neither.
I don't agree with that. I think there's a limit.
Saving money.
I think they know we're
not saving any money now.
Quarterback, save a few bucks.
They know who Malik Willis is.
Yeah, they do.
And they know the value of him.
And if they say his value is $30 million, then pay him. Figure it out.
But I don't think they're going to say the value is $30 million. I don't think they're going to go that far.
That's where
I don't.
That's
they
where
may say he's not a starting quarterback at all.
Right.
He may not be.
By the way, ownership. This is where they get step in. This is the new way it's got to be done.
How many Pat Whites and all these guys have we brought in? First round, second round guys. All of these guys have come in.
You want to list?
The Piano Man.
Yeah. Right.
All the
Joey
Harrington. All those guys. Yeah. How many guys have we gone through? The litany of guys we've gone. Oh, this is the next guy. 3 weeks in, you're going, this guy's a piece of trash. You know, come on. I mean, you can't. At some point, you got to learn a lesson, right? And I don't think these guys.
No, but these guys have seen it.
I think these guys are going to be more fundamentally and fiscally sound than the last regime was.
I agree with you on that one. But if they think that this is the guy, if they came into this job and they were like, that's the first thing they said, hey, we got to get this guy.
Okay.
Then you get him. You do what it takes to get him.
Well, so if they do, they're putting their balls on the table. Then
that's fine.
Those are basketballs. Those aren't.
Those
are huge. The biggest balls you can find in basketball.
Because you got a lot of other holes in this team that need to be filled.
Yeah, no.
The quarterback masks a lot of that.
Well,
really?
Yeah, really.
It wasn't a very good mask the last 3 years.
That's his take now. Is pay Malik.
That mask wasn't very nice.
No, it's not pay Malik. It's pay if you think he's the guy. I have no idea what they think.
They
know a hell of a lot more about him than I do. But if they went to Stephen Ross and they said, we got to get this guy, and he's going to be our quarterback for the next 10 years, and they go, well, it's just a little bit too much money. Sorry.
Well,
that would be very disappointing.
I would be surprised. And look, we've only known these guys for a short time.
Right.
But if you listen to the message that they're sending,
it doesn't sound like their big first move.
I don't see that them being their first. They're not going to dive into the water that deep for someone. Now, if they're 100% sure he's the guy, which I don't think anybody would be 100% sure, and they do it, it's on them.
Bo.
It's on them.
Those guys should know.
Bo, I'm gonna tell you, no, they shouldn't know because
he's
because he was a practice squad guy.
You don't think they've seen him enough to know if he can start?
Yeah. No, I don't think. At a high level? I don't think they've seen enough.
So you ever been to an NFL practice?
I don't think Woody has.
Where the quarterbacks are throwing, where the defenses are playing against a backup quarterback, and they could pick them off 3 or 4 times in 2 series, but they don't because it's not because it's not what they need to do. I completely disagree with you.
I don't see Malik. I'm going to see, by the way, whoever's got the basketballs to give him in these desperate quarterback cities right now are going to give him $30 million, like the report yesterday. Anyway, we got to go to break here. I knew that'd be a good way to kind of get things started, though. Right there, Woody's on this thing. If he's your guy,
you guys are going full coward here, trying to save money.
We're not saving. We don't have any money. What don't you understand?
They'll figure it out. That's what they're paid to do.
That's what we've been doing.
That's what they're paid to do, and they will figure it out.
What do you think? What do you think? You grow the cap by another $100 million?
So let me tell you. So let me
just saying this. They'll figure it out.
They will figure it out.
We got so much
debt. If you pay him $30 million, he comes here. You think we're going to win the Super Bowl next year?
No, but you're not going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Then why do it? Then why do it?
Because
why don't you invest on what they talked about investing in? We're going to build this team from the line of scrimmage out. We're not going to build this team with free agents. We're going to build it with draft choices. Those are the things they've talked about. They're not going to go ahead and
you know what I
jump
like right
off
now?
They just hired you guys.
Hey,
they're all frugal over there.
No quick fix. Were you trying to get this thing flipped around? And
I am trying to get it flipped around quickly on both of your behalfs.
No,
don't worry about our.
Don't worry about me.
Why you always go with something, soup head? Go ahead and say something about soup. You always got to rip us about something.
I want you to see the.
Go ahead, say meatloaf, and I'm coming in there. Take a shot. Take a shot at carrot cake, and I'll be in there so fast. No more.
Are you a carrot cake guy, Bo?
I love carrot cake.
Yeah, I figured.
So it's the best. It's the best. Yeah. This is a gacky hater.
Now, watch out, Joe. We just want to warn Joe. Josie, watch out.
Joe, don't ask for too much money because Hollywood's just standing. He's standing right.
I'll do it for half that. You'll never hear me.
Don't worry. He said he doesn't like the show. He doesn't listen.
Hey, well, I'll tell you one thing. We all have to worry about hurricanes.
I don't think he likes working with you either, but he just has to. He has no choice.
He goes, hey, if you can't make it today, I understand. Hey, hurricanes.